You're all a bunch of... You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fingers.
Yo, what's poppin', man? It's your boy BMO. I'm here back at it again. Before I start, I want to shout out Toga, Turning Our Circumstances Around. It's a non-profit. Shout out to Guns Down, Life Up. Shout out to LeaderMovement.co, the clothing line. Shout out to SexMoneyMurder.co. Check that website out, y'all. It's there. Before I start, I want to shout out my comrade Mel. We finally finished a milestone in this thing. Everything finished and completed. The documentary's done. I had two great people that did it. I had my cousin Stephen Ward Films, who filmed it. But you know, this thing is called The Team. So I had to bring the brother in that filmed the sizzle, filmed the missing parts to it, and also edited it. Before I continue on, let me let Mel introduce himself.
Yo, it's Mel, Mike Mel 100 on Instagram. I like to shout out my company, Foreign Optic Visuals. You know what I mean? Shout out to BMO for having me on here. Shout out for Cuzzo. He did a great job on the interviews. He made the editing process very easy. You know what I mean? He did a great job. BMO's a great director. He had a vision. We executed it. We got it together. Now we're wrapping it up. It's going to be out to the public very soon.
No, I'm glad I got you here for a few minutes, man. And shout out to your team that you got with you, that's behind the scene, West and everybody. Simon, Toy, everybody that's there, you know what I'm saying? We want to shout them out, that people that's helped move this vehicle forward, man. But you know, as we here, man, and we put this thing together, and you got to look at a lot of the interviews. What was your thought when you was just seeing the interviews and see? Because I know you're a little younger than me, but you know, you grow up, you know, everybody might have heard of Sex, Money, Murder.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll feel a little process of everything else to what's going on. Like, you know, tell me what you thought when you was just looking at the interviews and the views.
Okay, so, you know what I mean? I always heard of Sex, Money, Murder. You know what I'm saying? I went to high school, we hearing about them. Yo, don't go to school on Halloween, they gonna come through. They gonna $150 you, yo, don't wear the North Face, yo, tuck the Iowa CD player, they coming, they in the trains, you know what I'm saying? But after watching the interviews, there's one thing that I took away that stood out a lot to me. Like, number one, you was a ghost, right? As much as people talk about you, they ain't even know who you were. You know what I'm saying? And me watching the interviews, I got to know who you were by what people said. You know what I'm saying? Besides the street stories, besides, you know what I mean, dude is treacherous, dude, yo, don't play with them. You know, because I heard those stories when I was growing up. Yo, don't play with them, watch yourself. There's a whole nother side that people haven't heard. You know what I'm saying? Especially the side of you taking care of your community. And as much as you was in the streets and you might have been a role model to younger kids looking up to you like, yo, I'm going to be like Bean. You still told them like, yo, stay in school. Yo, nah, don't touch that. Yo, you play ball. Yo, you grab the book. You need sneakers to get to school. They making fun of you. I'm going to hold you down. Yo, your family good? They don't know that side of it. You know what I'm saying? The streets don't really talk about that side. Sometimes the street people only talk about the street stuff. But the people that know the street people that aren't in the streets know the good side, know the good deeds, and how far you would go to do the good deeds. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's an eye-opener for me. And I gotta commend you. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling my team all the time, like, yo, regardless of what you heard, I'm listening to the interviews. And that's why I kind of found a difficulty editing the interviews, because, you know, you got your people that is talking the street stuff, but my point of view is like they need to hear this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They need to hear that.
The other side that's missing. And I'm glad you brought that up, and we're gonna dig into that. We're gonna dig into like 2 or 3 topics as we get it going. So as we dig into that topic, you know, a lot of people get misconception of me when they heard like, oh, be careful of them. If you bring him around money, he'll kill everybody in the house. Or he do that and do this. And I'm like, yo, I never crossed nobody in my life. You know what I'm saying? I stick to the rules of the game. I was taught from my father to always stick to the rules. If you stick to the rules, you always last. If you break the rules, then things will happen. So if anything you heard that transpired or happened from that, you had to do it because somebody violated the team. But I was never a shifty person. You know what I'm saying? And Mel, it's so crazy, man. You know, I don't know if you heard from my mom. When mom told me one time when I had a life sentence and do it, she was like, yo, why are you in this game? And I never understood her. So I'm like, yo, Mom, what you mean, yo? It's like, why are you in the game? Because, you know, she had me at 15 years old. So me and her became best friends. So I'm like, yo, what you mean why I'm in this game? She said, yo, you in the game that's treacherous. That's people that's cutthroat, shiesty, conniving, larceny. People that don't have a heart. She said, yo, that's not you. You're a person with a heart. She said, I hear all the stories you might have did in the street, but you're a person with a heart. You ain't supposed to be in here. And them streets is making you to be somebody you not. So going hard was because you couldn't show these mean New York streets you weak. But it still ain't me. It's a person that ain't me that I ain't never do it until you really push that button to get. You know what I'm saying, Mel? Mm-hmm. And, you know, as we putting this thing together and the way you formatted this documentary, and it just fell right in the place by place, piece by piece. And, you know, I'm going to salute you for just taking your time doing that. We closed it out today, finally. We're going to drop it for my birthday. We're going to shop it around, and we're going to shop the series around, and we're going to take our steps little by little, whether they come to us or not. We're going to get it by any means necessary. Even if we got to put it out independent and get the money where the more money we get the team, but we're not going to be told no. We're not going to sell ourselves short for what our main worth. You know what I'm saying? I just want to just thank you, man. And as you did, you know, I would like you to share with my YouTube community just what you felt when you was putting together this documentary and everything that you did.
So check this. You see what your mom told you? Why you in this game? You not like that? She forgot that she prayed for an overseer for you. To be like Malcolm, to be like Martin, and this other gentleman, I always forget his name, but smart like that doctor that she mentioned, right? Mm-hmm. So now, in the grand scheme of things, you was just that. It just so happens you was that in the streets. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because sometimes we say we want things, but we're not super specific. We want to be like Malcolm and Martin. You might be thinking politics. Mm-hmm. But what if he was Malcolm and Martin in the streets?
In the revolution. And demonstrating, standing for your people and helping those that are around you that was not laid, but a lot of people missed out. That's what a lot of people get a misunderstanding of gangs. Mm-hmm. Because when gangs was brought to us, it was brought in a way where like, yo, listen, you have the Latin kings, the Latin community that's overpowering the black community. They keep running us out of jails, cutting us, doing this, doing that. And blood started because it was enough of our blood. It's time for us to take back what we got. And the police were so afraid of letting kings, they let a lot of stuff happen. So when the revolution started against the police first. And then we took it on to blood. See, blood wasn't designed just to fight each other or cut. You know what I'm saying? It was a demonstration.
It was a nation.
And the nation to get to go override of destruction of things. This is what we came together for.
Mm-hmm.
So after we won the war, as always, the crab in the bucket syndrome come, and it happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this was what had happened, and went over there. So they don't understand. So Mom, and when I recall when Mom say that I've been very spiritual. I can't look at you and lie to you. It's nothing I never prayed for that I never got an answer for. God answered all my prayers. So who is that for a person that could just tell you, like, yo, I prayed for this. I prayed as I had a life sentence. Yo, give my baby moms a good job so my daughters wouldn't struggle to go through that. Keep my mother safe, my sister safe while I'm doing this life being through that. Your God, please don't make me kill again inside jail to go do this. I mean, the list goes on from the biggest to the smallest, whatever I prayed for that I got. And that's how powerful God is. And so when you say my mom's prayed over me, I've been spiritually inclined, not a spiritual person. So my crime Pete is always telling me, like, yo, man, why is you the reverend, the minister killer? You always want to preach and then go do all that. I didn't understand it because don't forget, the devil was powerful too to be rewarded.
Understood.
But I was misused the wrong way.
Understood.
But it wasn't me. You know what I'm
we
saying?
also got to remember, the Lord gives his toughest struggles to his strongest soldiers. And sometimes, in order for you to do good, he got to say, yo, you got to know how to maneuver through all this bad so that when you go on that path to good, you got it. Yeah.
So that's what the Lord said, huh?
Yeah.
And he won't put nothing on your shoulders that you cannot handle. I tell everybody that, man. You know, like I say, we here. I appreciate you took your time. I would like for you to just, you know, maybe you got some more thoughts of what you shared and what else you got out of doing this documentary. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you the man behind the lenses.
Number one.
Right now that put it together for us, man.
Number one. Whatever stories in the streets they got of you, one thing I heard from numerous people, you're not a bully. So you wasn't out here bullying people for anything, right? You wasn't just waking up in the morning and say, yo, I'm just going to unleash on everybody. Number two, yo, listen, the material things don't mean nothing to me. They saying, yo, I seen BMO in boots for 2 decades and he said wear the same clothes. But guess what? If you was with somebody and they was hungry, they wasn't hungry no more. If Christmas came around and they had kids and you knew it was tough on them, they still had a good Christmas. Them kids had Easter clothes. You know what I'm saying? You made it a point, no matter what you did in the streets, to make everybody in your community feel some type of normalcy through the poverty. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I got from a lot of people talking. Yo, he's my best bro. Yo, he holds it down.
And you see bros not just from my neighborhood.
Yeah, I know.
You see the bros from Jersey.
Hey,
you see the sisters from Connecticut. You see, like, you know what I'm saying, from the project, this project, Castle Soundview, like
for them.
Webster, like you see them all over.
Hold on. They had to jump this man to give him new boots. Because it didn't mean nothing to him. But guess what? On his birthday, he made sure everybody was good. On his birthday, he made sure everybody was good.
Man, that was one of my best things, man. Every birthday, nobody don't celebrate it, man. I fed the whole compound. I buy 5 gallons of liquor, buy all the food, and everybody come with their bowls, taking boy.
Wait, whose birthday was it?
My birthday.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
We always throw extravaganzas, man, big joints, man, and make sure we feed everybody. Because they had my body in jail with this life sentence, but they ain't had my mind. I couldn't, never for a week, never was on homosexuality, never was using hard drugs to go do it. Mm-hmm. I gamble all day, but I've been gambling my whole life.
Yeah.
So my body was captured in jail, but my mind was always free.
Yeah.
Always in the street. Always thinking of the future. And I knew that it wasn't going to last because I knew my God was going to come through and pray. And I leaned on him and I prayed. And it took many, many years because I might have not been ready.
Yeah.
But he waited till I was ready. And he opened these doors, man. So, you know, my thing is to the youth and the people that's in there. When you fight against the federal government, that's something beyond your control. Don't think the Constitution is going to get you free. What beat a demon in the demonstration of them is spiritual people. Mm-hmm. You have to lean on something much higher to beat this government. Because, boy, if they want you, y'all better respect them. They gangsters. Man, they gangsters. Y'all better respect them. But they can't stop what God got in store for you, man. And, you know, like always, man, I just want to thank you. You here.
No, thank you for giving me the opportunity to work on. Look, Bean. When he called me, he's like, yo, I need you to do this. I'm like, all right, man, you know what I'm saying? All right, whatever. We spoke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It took a little time to get it together. We had to speak again. And coming into this, I'm just like, all right, it's another job. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just do this, hold my boy E down. Then I got to do research now, right? Because now I'm starting to understand the scope of the whole situation. I'm like, all right, who's BMO? Boom. They telling me sex, money, murder. I'm like, all right, cool. Who's BMO? Oh, that's Pete. All right, what's up? All right, so now, but wait, who's BMO? Oh, shit. Let me Google BMO. Wait, hold on. So all I had to go off of was the interviews, right? Because there's pretty much limited information about you in any YouTube, any case, anything online. Everything is Pete. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that stood out to me was the silent boss that helped create Sex, Money, Murder, BMO. The silent boss. I'm like, wow. Then I'm doing more research. So I'm like, if Pete got locked up here, how did they survive this long? Then it clicked, oh, the silent boss. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
I had to push the V. It was only right. 'Cause I always been like a low key, down low person.
Yeah.
I didn't get fresh. I was already on and rich, and you know that's what it is. It's gonna be monumental, like Rush, Mark. We gonna be on the best of the greats when we get here to go do it. We gonna be the best. This thing is gonna last long and take us to greater heights. You know what I'm saying? And the doors is gonna open for all ways. And me as being a leader, a soldier, when I go through a door, the team's going through the door with me. Just like I build Sex, Money, Murder. You know? And like I said, man, I just want to thank you for being here today, taking the time out. It was a good monumental night. I know you might be a little saucy, hungry. We completed it. You're gonna finish getting the work done. We're gonna do another red carpet, big thing. We're gonna bring it out. We're gonna do it big. It's just amongst us, a family, and keep it tight like it's supposed to be. I want to appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for every month. And you know, I'm closing out. I'm just want to let the YouTube know we finished the documentary. We here. We got the pieces of the series in there. It came together very well. Stephen Ward helped film it. My man Mel.
That's Cuzzo.
Edited it.
That's Cuzzo.
Put the sizzle and all that together. We did a teamwork, hands on, man. Stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff going on. Stay positive, everybody, and look out for what we got coming next, man.
One thing, Sex, Money, Murder series coming soon. Keep your eyes wide.
Classic.
Keep your eyes wide.
Classic. I was in the street about 9 years old, as I recall. So I'm gonna say 10. I'm gonna say 11. I finally touched the gun. By 12, I was already fully out there. They done trained the murdering machine. He was gone. He was way out there.
I would open up that Bible, and I always went to the Proverbs and the Psalms, and I would read them to him, and that's basically how we learned, how to govern our life was from the Bible.
Man, I met Bean. We was shorties. It was like 1, 2, 3, jump. Off the stoop we went.
How did I meet Bean? I don't know. It just seemed like he was always there.
Oh man, I remember. I could go back to like knowing BMO since I was a kid. Literally like in Castle Hill Projects. My family from Castle Hill, same building as BMO 575.
Beam would have a whole bunch of money in his pocket. I'm talking about like an insane amount of money, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 at one time in his pocket. But he looked like he just didn't change his clothes for 30 days.
It was fun because he was always the popular one, and people always wanted to be around him because
Could bring this much gangsters out. Look.
Fun energy about him.
Ooh, and they're like, well, what are you doing with BMO? Like, why are you running around with BMO? He's dangerous. Like, you bugging. You got to be careful. And I said, his name isn't BMO. His name is John.
Man, used to be hanging out, wilding out. BMO was a funny person.
And I think I had a rollie on. The nigga said Beam was scheming on my shit.
I think I want to say I heard about Sex, Money, Murder around junior high school.
Personally, the first time I actually met him wasn't on good terms. It was 1998, and this is when like the gang culture really started taking off in New York.
Everybody like, what's up? What's the bet? Everybody kind of nervous, looking up. So when I look back, I see BMO. So I'm like, I look at him like, what's up? You got a bet? So he like, yeah, stop it, shorty.
Everybody coming out here, yo. What you with? Sex, money, murder. Sex, money, murder. Let's say that's the bad guy.
I thank the Lord for my many blessings. Don't stress and keep a vest for protection from the barrel of a Smith & Wesson. And all my niggas in the pen, here we go again. Ain't nothing separating us but my Mac 10. Born in the ghetto as a hustler. Hold up, straight soldier, bucking at them busters. No matter how you try, niggas never die. We just retaliate with hate, then we multiply. See me striking down the block, King Kong. Mobbing like a motherfucker, living like I'm grown up. Ain't no stopping at the red lights. I'm sideways, thug life, motherfucker, crime pace. Let the cops put their lights on. Chase me, nigga, zigzagging through the freeway. Race me, nigga, in a high-speed chase with the law. The realest motherfucker that you ever saw. Say goodbye to the bad guy. Everybody gotta die.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
Say goodbye to the bad guy. Everybody gotta die.
You don't have the guts to be what you want to be.
Say goodbye to